Hey guys, it's the Chappiness guy. So I'm going to talk to you today about derealization and depersonalization. So I often get people asking me on Instagram and my YouTube videos and emails. They're like, "Do you have derealization? Do you still have it? Does it go away?" And yes, it goes away. Yes, I had it. Yes, it went away. And you know what? Like let's understand derealization or depersonalization first. What is it? It's a natural, normal part of the brain or like self-defense mechanism that the brain uses to like detach itself or detach yourself from reality. And why does the brain do that? It happens often in cases of trauma when, let's say that you had a car accident. Your brain kind of like creates this barrier, invisible barrier in between you and reality to protect itself from a traumatic event. It also happens in times of stress. Let's say that you had a loved one, your parents or a child or someone that you love that died. Often that happens as well. It also happens with chronic conditions. For example, in my case, with the vestibular condition, because my body was in a state of like fight and flight and freeze. It created, my brain created that barrier, that invisible barrier to detach myself from that reality and help me understand what was happening or help me cope with what was happening. It also happens with people that from drug induced derealization and depersonalization. And the drug could be something like weed, marijuana, or it could be something like a medication. SSRIs sometimes cause that state of depersonalization. Anyways, it's natural and it's normal. And most humans experience derealization at least once in their lifetime. Often it lasts a few seconds, a few minutes, maybe a couple of hours. But in a case of when it goes chronic, it could last weeks, months, years. But it does go away if you address it properly. What do you have to address? You have to address the anxiety that it creates. So if it often makes you feel like you're not real, that you're not you, that you're like behind a mirror, that your soul is hovering above your body and you're seeing your body on a third person. It makes you feel like you're in a dream-like state, like you're dreaming, like you're in a video game, like it's some sort of movie that isn't real. And yes, I had all those same feelings. Is it uncomfortable? Fuck yeah, it's uncomfortable. And I'm sorry that I'm swearing, but I just want trying to make a point. Is it annoying? Yes, it is. It's debilitating? Yes, it is. But it does go away. So people often ask me, how do you make yours go away? I'm gonna tell you what worked for me. It doesn't mean that it's gonna work for you, but what worked for me. So number one, addressing the anxiety. So I started doing meditation, breathing, and I did it consistently and discipline. I didn't just do it today for 5 minutes and I'm like, oh, okay, I breathe and I meditated for 5 minutes. It didn't go away. No, it takes time. It takes patience. You need to like level down from that level of high anxiety and high fight and flight, and you need to bring it down again. Also, what worked for me, the cold showers, the ice baths. I did them. The ice baths I did them once or twice a week. The cold showers I did them daily. Obviously, you have to be careful with that. You don't want to submerge your head under water, under ice, because it could give you a headache or something worse. And you also don't want to stay under the cold shower for too long because you could get hypothermia potentially. So you want to maybe check with your doctor to see if it works for your specific case. But that's what worked for me and for many other people that have done them. Also, I use the derealization on my advantage because it often makes you feel that you're detached, that you don't feel any emotions, that you don't feel connected to anything. So guess what? I started pushing my body to like run. I ran and ran and ran and ran. I ran a 5 kilometer race in the middle of winter. I was never a runner before. I hated running. But I said, you know what? If the personalization is here and it doesn't allow me to feel anything, then what do I have to lose? So I did 5 kilometers in the middle of winter, and guess what? I did it, I survived, and it was good. Then I did a 10-kilometer race in the middle of winter as well, freezing my balls off. I went and ran. I'm not saying that this is what you have to do, but that's what worked for me. And I finished it, 10 kilometers, because I used the derealization to my advantage, to help me, if I wasn't feeling connected, this helped me connect. I exercised, I did jumping jacks, I did burpees to the point that my body was exhausted and sweating. I never did those things before, but because the personalization helps you be like detached, I did them, and guess what? I was connected. So I often talk to people and I tell them my own experience, and they're like, yeah, but I don't like the cold showers, they are too cold. Guess what? You were complaining that you couldn't feel any connection to anything. Now you're feeling something. You're feeling cold and it's uncomfortable. So you have to strengthen your mind to help you get out of that state of derealization. I also get people that say, oh, the ice baths are too much. I don't like them. They are too cold. I don't enjoy them. Guess what? You don't enjoy derealization either, but the ice baths are going to help you strengthen your mind. Again, I'm not saying they'll work for you, but they work for me and for many other people. So you know what? You just got to sometimes stay hard and stay with that sense of discomfort and stay with that sense of weakness or that sense of cold or that sense of shivering or that sense of like you don't like it, but you have to be consistent. Consistent means every day you show up, every day you do it. You can't just do it one day and maybe try it again next week and be like, this is not working for me. Like that's excuses. People make excuses like, oh, I'm sick and tired of this derealization, I'm sick and tired of this depersonalization, but they don't want to put in the work to get rid of it. You need to bring down your level of anxiety so your brain goes back to feeling like, okay, we can get rid of that invisible barrier and connect again with reality. Again, that's what worked for me and for many other people. I'm not guaranteeing it's going to work for you, but guess what? It might, and you have nothing to lose. All right? Find your happiness, guys.